to meet you, Anna.
Hey, Ben. So, do you all know about LinkedIn events? Have you ever put one together before?
Yes and no. I looked at yours 2 days ago, I think, but then I got on YouTube, so I was confused.
Oh,
I
well,
thought there was actually something going on LinkedIn. That was my perception, but the stream,
understand.
the event or streaming part, that is. Yeah.
Do you know about event wrappers?
No, but sounds interesting.
So that's what Hey Summit is. That's what LinkedIn Events is. If you've ever used Book Like a Boss, those are event wrappers. It's like I guess your platform of telling people about the event, and when you open it up, it's inside there's Zoom or GoTo meetings or AirMeet, something like that.
Yeah, so a front end with a lot of APIs.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
great.
trying to get away from talk like that because I'm running away people, and I don't want to do that anymore. But I'm glad you know what I'm talking about.
But that is it, right? So now I understand. That's good. I don't know. I'm
Hooray!
just talking for me. So the other, please ask the others as well.
Okay, so making sure all of you guys know what a LinkedIn event is and what an event wrapper is. Hey, Joe or Ben. I know Anna knows.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm glad
It,
you're here.
I'm
It's
trying to
7
get on.
a.m.
You know how this is for me. Um, the event wrapper, I'm not sure of, but I'm sure you probably did that on my summit when you helped with that.
Yes.
So I'm not clear enough to maybe know that I do know what it is. Let me see. Start video.
I'm trying to get better with my English. I thought event wrapper might be easier, but as Mark pointed out, it's the front end.
Got it.
Okay. So it's nice to be with people who know what I'm talking about. So
Boy, that's really true, because I'd speak to different audiences. Sometimes I'm talking to geologists and engineers, and you can talk in a certain way, and other times I'm talking to water system operators that understand valves, but not the science, and so you really got to know your audience and gear your conversation accordingly.
yeah.
Especially on the training side. It's kind of hard if you're doing a summit, I guess, but
Tom, that is almost the number one part of lead generation, actually, is understanding your audience and your audience's language, because it doesn't take much for them to turn off. And in the system that I teach, and in the system, the one thing that a lot of people, only recently did I see it being talked about, discussed a lot, but for 10 years people didn't so much focus on their target audiences and their buyer personas and everything per se, and still people don't do it enough. But you have to know how to talk the language of the people you're trying to reach.
Yeah. Anna says that some people do it to sound smart. Sometimes I don't know the other words for it. English is hard for me. It's my first and only language, but it's very hard. Like I was telling Mark, I just turn people off by saying I automate systems, and I don't want to do that.
Well, try Dutch. That helps.
Well, I'm gonna share my screen and take you guys to uh Canva as soon as I can find it. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so if you go to Canva, and I'm sure you've all used it, I'm gonna type in LinkedIn and banner. So what you want to do is have your I'm just gonna pick one. That. So
Just templates, right? Yeah.
yeah, love templates. Went to school for graphic design, but give me a template, love it.
Sure.
So, you got a square over here. So you want most of your words to the right of it. And what you want to let people know about is your name of your event and your date and time. Those are the most important things. When it is, what it is. Let's see. I'm trying to think
So
of something.
Erica,
Yes.
this is a straight LinkedIn header template that we're
Yes.
using here.
That's right.
Okay.
You just type in LinkedIn and it'll give you a bunch of templates to choose from. And I
Okay.
just picked this one.
Okay. All
You
right.
can resize in the upper left corner in the blue. I see a crown with resize. Is that for maybe another social network?
You can resize it if you want to, but since we're just using this for LinkedIn, I just picked out a LinkedIn banner.
Yeah, okay, so this is just a LinkedIn banner and they have photos, etc. They've got for all platforms the templates, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put in virtual summiteers.
Event wrapper.
Yes, we're getting the wrapper ready. I'm not sure if that's right, but
Neither do they.
2 M's.
oh, see, English is hard. And I need another square because I'm going to make my date and time different. So I am going to copy this. I have this banner for what is that thing called? Zoom, that has your controls on it. That's blocking all of my tools.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
sure if you guys can see that.
No, that's only on your end, but that's frustrating, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to delete this.
Two
And I'm
screens
going to
is
make
helpful in that case.
this the date and time. See you Friday. I should say Fridays. Apostrophe S. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. Make that a different color so it stand out. Really, your date and time is basically the most important part. Know what it is and when it is.
People need to know when to show up.
Yes. So you know what? Well, I'm not going to make it too fancy. I'm going to leave it like it is because I can get hung up on design work. So virtual summiteers, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I am going to download this and
Well, you took a premium template.
oh, I did. Boo. Okay. Let's see. Where'd it go? Another Canva.
Just take a blank one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not a premium one.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Yeah, I'm good. Virtual summiteers.
One of the things that when you're doing graphic design work that I've seen people struggle or wonder how they're supposed to fix is right here being demonstrated. See how it says virtual summiteers and there's white backgrounds. A lot of people don't realize they can put a layer underneath that, like a dark, opaque level or layer underneath that. And I know I've just seen people when I was working in an office, that didn't know exactly, they didn't want to go to the design team because it would take too long.
Yeah.
So they were trying to do it themselves.
A small
what I'm
shadow
gonna do.
or an outline will do the same.
Yeah.
Or help in that.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna
Or just go to the design team.
backwards. Now a little bit. Fridays. At 10 a.m. in standard time. And I'm gonna make this a different color, something that would stand out. Anybody wanna, what is that? Bluish gray or green? But,
Color picker in there?
there is a color picker in here. I guess
Let's
it's
use it.
blackish, grayish green. Let's see, but I want something that would stand out.
You use the background from your virtual summiteers. Then you have a nice contrast.
Yeah. It's that one.
Yeah. Let's see what that does. Hmm.
Let's see.
And just blow it up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna make
Bold.
one of them white. How about that? Where'd he go? Yeah.
Sponsored by my
Oh, I copied all of it.
but we get the gist. This is good. Yep.
Yeah. A little dimension. Okay. What'd you say?
It's amazing how frequently you have to do this kind of thing. If you're doing some of your work on your own, you really got to learn these tools.
Yeah.
So what else besides Canva? While we're talking about tools.
Say it one more time. I couldn't hear
So
you.
you have Canva, yeah, obviously. What other tools are people using? Because a lot of tools do the same, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I like Visme.
Visme is good, yes.
I used Relay. That has a lot of interesting templates in it for and it create, you do one and it creates multiple ones for all the different social media ones, but it's got some interesting templates that you don't really see anywhere else that are really designed for like headers and blog posts and stuff. So it's a it's
a bit messy for me.
Yeah, it takes a while to get to know how to use it. That's for sure. But I really like their templates, so it's, to me, it's worth the, it's worth kind of relearning it every time.
So we have Trello, Canva, Visme, Relay that, Stencil.
There's always Photoshop.
Stencil?
I haven't used Stencil.
There's been a whole bunch of deals on these things in AppSumo lately that all sound the same and do about the same thing. So it's
User.
Okay, how's that? Is that readable?
Yeah.
Okay, so
this is it.
Okay.
Looks pretty good for our purposes. Yeah.
Hooray. So we have our title and we have the date and time. And we're going to put this in our LinkedIn personal page. So I will go to, need that one. Don't need that one. So we're going to LinkedIn. So I'm going to my profile. I am going to change my header. I am going to upload the one I just made. Where is it? Downloads. Oh, and for SEO, I didn't do this, but you definitely should do this. Put in virtual summiteers, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I should have did that, but I didn't do that. But for SEO, you guys do that.
Where in the text or in the meta text?
Sorry, let me go back. So your title here,
Yeah.
it should be,
Oh, the JPEG name of the
yes.
PNG
Yeah.
name. Okay, got it. Yeah.
That's a great
No,
point.
no, but I
Yeah.
thought you meant the image itself, but you mean the name. I got it.
I wrote 10 wrong.
Don't call it image dot 57 dot edep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't get much SEO out of that one.
No, well, you get a lot of shit out of that. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So going back to LinkedIn, I have the SEO for the picture, and I am going to put that in. And it fits. I don't have to move it. It's just there. So I'm going to apply that.
Hey, Erica,
Yes.
one of the things that I'm glad you're showing that screen right there. Don't change it yet. One of the things that you got to do that we all got to remember when we're doing this is leave room for your own face because I've designed things, you know, across the screen a little bit too far.
Mhm.
And then like I've had a little bit of information drop behind the picture, the image of me on the
Beheaded.
page. Exactly. Or the actually the important stuff like Fridays, it got cut off. It just said 10 a.m., you know?
Mhm.
So that's just important to remember when you're doing a banner, that where the banner is going to be placed, and to test the banner on you know, whatever platform you're going to put it on, because you know you have banners for all the different social media places, and they don't all fit exact. Even though the size could be the same, they don't all display exactly the same. So I like to keep templates for each one.
But the circle photo has a certain dimension, so we should be able to figure out the ratio for LinkedIn, right?
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to point out the Fridays at 10 a.m. isn't very readable, but I'm not going to go back and do that now. This
Got it.
speaker box,
Hey, this is Erica Bates, your virtual summit strategist.
I am going to change that to, and I have to use my phone for it, virtual summiteers. I should have had my phone ready, but I didn't. So now I got to find LinkedIn.
Okay. Hold up a minute. I am not familiar with adding the audio to your profile on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I thought I knew all this LinkedIn, a lot of LinkedIn stuff on the profile, but that's a new one on me.
Okay. You have to use your phone to do it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Does it
So-
come with a paid plan, or is it at the
Nope.
free tier as well?
It's free.
Okay.
So LinkedIn, gonna find my profile. And I don't know how to show my phone on the screen. So I'm still not sure if you guys can see.
No,
But-
but activating this functionality, you have to do it by the phone, or can you do it from the web interface?
It
If
has to
we-
be done through the phone.
And then you will see the icon on your page.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting. Okay.
there's a speaker box and it says your audio recording. It's very short. You only got like so much seconds to say your name. It's meant for you to pronounce your name, but I want to use it for you're invited to Virtual Summiteers. And if I can get in Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard, I'm going to try to do that. So here I go.
Awesome.
And it says when you push the pencil button, it says record new pronunciation. And it says audio recording guidelines, record your name. So you push that blue button. I'm still not sure if you guys can see this, but you push that blue button and you hold it while you're talking, and it'll cut you off when it's ready to. So, this is Erica Bates. You're invited to Virtual Summiteers Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to see if that took everything. This is Erica Bates. You're invited to Virtual Summiteers Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It kind of cut me off, but
It's pretty okay for a demo.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
apply. I'm gonna refresh.
So you got to talk fast.
Yes, because it shouldn't say take long to say Erica Bates, but
Yeah.
now I don't know where it is. That may be because I'm still in this on my phone. Oh, I didn't save it. So I'm saving it now. And I'm going to refresh. Speaker box.
This is Erica Bates. You're invited to Virtual Summer Tears Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. So the next thing you want to do is you go to your about page. And at the very top, you're going to put in an invitation. Let's see. You're invited to
Does anybody
Tears.
know if this supports Markdown?
If it supports
I-
what?
Markdown?
I don't think so.
That's
I've never tried it, but that's I may experiment with that.
So you are what with that?
I've never tried Markdown on here,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's an interesting thought
Yeah.
because
What
so you
is
can get some
Markdown?
format.
It's a formatting language. It's
Oh.
basically plain text, but it also allows you to, for instance, put in a reference link to an image hosted somewhere else. So
Understood.
for a summit, for instance, that could be interesting if you don't want the page to load slow or etc. Or in some cases where you are not able to upload your own images, and if it does support Markdown, the actual source image is hosted elsewhere.
Understood.
Yeah, and you can format the text. It's got some crude formatting to it and stuff, so you can add bullet points and quotes and stuff like that. So it kind of extends the text if also. So
Yeah, and
that that
it's plain text. So it, if you look at the source code from a Word document, you will go crazy. And Markdown is just what you type. Yeah, it will be
yeah,
done
that's a
in
good thought.
30,
I'll
30
have to check
days.
that out because
Oh, if you'll
yeah,
be amazed.
formatting this stuff up, yeah, is
If you
it's
look at
challenging.
what happens with a Microsoft Word document, you look at the source. Uh, well, that's fun. You know the program marked, and then with a two, Mark two. It's from Brett Terpstra.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
I'll get a link. Hold up.
I don't have like a lead magnet for our group. I'm not sure if we should, but I'm going to just use one I have so you guys can see what it is. Smart pages, promote. Now I'm going to copy this link and there, and there. So I'm going to save
You
it.
get what 2 or 3 lines above the fold here? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like 2.5. Yeah.
So you have your title, you have your speaker box, you have your about and the invite to it. And yes, you do want your link to show, like Thomas said. I didn't make another banner, but let's just pretend that this Talk Virtual banner is for Virtual Summiteers. It should be another invitation. Tell people what you do in your event or what you want to do. Even what is it? A clip of or a tip of what you're going to talk about in your event. Okay, so that was that one. And post about your event, so it will show up in your activities. And yeah, that's it for your personal page. So now we are going to the actual LinkedIn events.
Erica,
And
I know you're on Windows. Any people on using a Mac?
Yeah,
Okay, here. There you go.
so all of your recent events will show here, and wrong thing.
and so
All your recent events will show here under events.
where are you at right now?
I'm on the home page.
Oh, you go to the homepage. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So you go to events. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Yeah, I was supposed to hit the plus button. So I am creating an event, and I'm going to see if the banner we made earlier is going to fit in there. Sweet. Okay. It fits. No, it doesn't. So what Joe said earlier, yeah, that happens. Let me see if I can scoot it over some. No, I can't.
You can zoom.
You know, that's on that same point, Erica. That's one of the reasons I try to make sure none of my banners, or very rarely do I want it to go as close to the edge when I design a banner, because I come into that just so many times it says it's that perfect size, and then you go in there with the perfect size and it's not right, you know. So that's just something, if you don't do a lot of design work, that's something to give some consideration to. And as an example with this, I would still, like, you know how behind the background behind virtual summiteers goes to the end of the box, I would probably just extend my box to the left, my you know, the opaque box to the left just slightly, and pull virtual summiteers over and the Fridays over for that same reason when I design, because I hate have to go back and redo work when you have to do you know, hundreds of those.
I know I'm supposed to have a 0.5 border. I was just trying to hurry up.
I also would like to just, sorry guys, I'm tired. If you can use like Affinity Designer, just use vector images and keep the source file. It makes your lives so much easier, because now you're working with PNGs, and well, that's good for output, but if you want to change something, as just mentioned, you have to redo the whole thing. So if you do it a lot, it's worthwhile investing in another tool.
Well, I'm going to leave it because it's a demo. And in this box, it can either be you or your logo. I'm going to suggest your logo, because your logo will tell a little more about you. And if you have a company page, it helps them find your company page. So this is under my company's name. And there's a box here I want to show you. Use a LinkedIn registration form. Organizers can download attendees' details. Event feeds is visible to registrants, attendees only. You want that box checked, or else you'll have to go into everyone's who attended and message them, and or go to their profile and then get their information. This is so much easier. So, and this is something I asked LinkedIn for. I have been told that instead of using your company name, you're supposed to use your personal page, because usually your personal page will have more contacts. And I think for Subconscious Self, I have about 16. And for myself, I have a little over 2,000. But I just made one for Talk Virtual. Let me get out of here and show you what I've done to Talk Virtual. Discard. So I made one for Talk Virtual.
You cannot embed a form?
I don't think so. You can have it as a link, because I have joined here and
it would be nice to stay on the same page, obviously, but rather not use their system. Just an opinion. Okay, thanks.
So if you did want to have like that syntax form I use on my about page, you can have that here. So you can have an opt-in. But this is a link to my YouTube channel. See,
that's what I used yesterday or the day before.
Okay. I thought it was going to let me edit, but it doesn't. But I was going to say that I have the attendees here. And see, invite. See more, 56, see all.
Are you able to download those attendees without a third-party app?
That's what that button was for. And I have a list of attendees here, but I still don't see how I can download them.
I was looking this up on Tuesday of this week or Wednesday of this week, and I never found a way to do it within LinkedIn. I actually found a third-party app, but the third-party app was, thousands, I think $3,000 for the year. And I was like,
Wow.
I've got to find another way to do that. So,
But the form, if the people use the form, that would provide you with that information, Erica? Is it just a CSV file that get downloaded?
That's what I was thinking. I just saw this not too long ago. So,
Okay.
and I tried it before I did this demo with Talk Virtual, but I still
Mhm.
haven't found the download link.
Okay.
So I'm going to type in.
yeah, and the article, Mark, just so you know what, because this is exactly what I was trying to do, go back to my last two events and get that information. The article said that that you can only do it with third-party apps, but I don't know, because to me that the article was written by the third-party app that allows that, so I didn't trust that information. But I still I didn't find
the
it.
article from The Verge you just posted in the chat.
No, this was a different article from
Oh, okay.
during the week that I was looking at, trying to figure out
Okay.
how to download my attendees, because I
Yes, but
wanted them
if they
on a
have a
CSV.
form, obviously the data has to go somewhere.
Well, they show you, like Erica said, they show you all the links in here. They show you all the attendees in here. But if that's exactly what I was looking for, is a way to get a CSV to download it, and I haven't found in LinkedIn articles anywhere where it said how to do that.
Oh,
There's a guy, his name is Stefan. He works with a program called Bubble, and that's what he does. He automates LinkedIn downloads.
Bubble, huh?
Yep.
Still, if there's a form, and just only showing that.
Well, it's a YouTube video. He walks you through it, how to use Bubble to set it
Oh,
up.
sorry, I was just looking thinking of the form. I guess you can go and inspect the code and see where it goes to, because it's showing all the profiles, right? So there's a link in there somewhere.
Yeah. So I don't have anything here, but I do want something there. So I am going to put in something, because I don't like it when it's just a blank square.
Nah, put something nice.
Yeah. So I am going to put my double S. And that. Your event name, your time zone, your date. And I think it works better if you try not to have a reoccurring event, just the one time thing. Your description, I copied and paste what I put in the about section on my personal page. And your speakers, if you have connections, they will show up.
Yeah, Anna, I see what you mean, but that's what I said. If you embed something or put a link in, then they are not on your LinkedIn page anymore. So just like YouTube with ads, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the attention span, it's there, and then boom, you're looking at something else. But by all means, if I don't have to use a LinkedIn provided form, I'm game. Okay, but here, users, organizers can download attendee details. That's what it says. So
Mm-hmm.
we guess we just have to press the learn more button in a new tab.
Yep. So your choices are public or private. I like public. Well, and I guess you can't because you have to have some kind of privacy thing. And when I tried this yesterday, I went to Hey
Can
Summit
you,
and
can you right click on learn more?
let me try.
Sorry, in the box you just ticked, registration form, the text below that, the end says learn more in purple. That's a hyperlink. Go up, go up.
Oh,
A bit. No, no, no.
No,
You're
no, no, no.
spot on.
Right.
Can you explain it, Tom? Because I can't.
Go down to where you were just typing, Erica, and where you check the box there, use a LinkedIn registration form, the text below that, it has a learn more at the end. Yeah.
oh,
Oh, and there you go. So because it says download specifically in that text, so I guess here it would explain that.
it didn't explain to me when I read this. It was like
Okay,
what I
so
see usually
registrations
the
for
attendees
can't be
list.
added to private events. Okay. Well, just it's good to know that there's a read more thing and huh?
Okay, so I guess we have to make it private to see if it'll show up. Allow attendees to invite their connections. Yes, that's what you want. Um, this is an online event. Mm. So wait, if I made it private, I can't have the attendees list. See, that box went away.
Yeah.
Boo. But I want that. And I don't have anything to put in there.
It doesn't matter. You just put something there and the URL will be okay.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna use this and see. And it won't let me create. That's what happened yesterday.
No, because it's mandatory to put in the privacy thing where
It'll let me do it if it's private. Public. And let's see. I am going to try. Well, let's see. I tried Hey Summit last time, so let's see about AppSumo.
or LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Okay.
Yeah, just have fun. My
It
address
was
for my
already up.
Netflix account is actually their headquarters.
Let's see, where can I find maybe that?
It's in the footer, privacy terms on the right, a bit low in the middle. You see
Right.
privacy and terms in the
Right
footer?
at the bottom, Erica.
Right at the bottom.
Scroll down. Yeah. Scroll down to the footer. Yeah. Privacy
Oh.
and terms.
And yep, and copy
Okay.
that and just, well, do your magic.
Magic. Okay. Oh, wrong spot. Public. Checkbox. Paste. See if that worked. No, it didn't.
And why not?
I don't know.
Do you
These
have
are
to
LinkedIn.
go enter? Because
Okay.
that is.
That did it.
Yeah, well,
Ooh-wee. Okay. So we made the event. Date and time up here needs to be better. Date and time up here is visible. You make something about your event. You can view event, and you can post it. I'm not going to post it because we already have our members, so I'm not going to put that up. Discard. So, name of your event, your logo, or your picture if you want to. Name of your event, whose your event is hosted by, your personal page or your company page. When you get to invite your attendees, Oh, I've already reached my limit since I did this yesterday. So I got to wait a little later today because I think you get to invite 600 people a day. And you can share it with people in a post or in a private message, and you can make a link to it and go to Twitter, Facebook. I would suggest that you talk to someone or get someone to come into your chat here. So this part could be busy. Let's see, rename this chat. You can name the chat whatever you want. Meet and greet virtual summiteers, kind of like that. Welcome to the chat. Let's see, and you can send that out to whoever you want to in your list. And it'll tell you, go ahead.
If people invite other people, do they have to invite them through LinkedIn, or can they? Basically, what I want to know, if there can be analytics and we can use UTM parameters to see where the traffic is coming from.
I know it has analytics, but it's mostly for LinkedIn.
Okay.
So however many your attendees come to, they have the right to invite people. You'll see all of those people, and it does tell you the city and state, stuff like that, or country. I would suggest you make a post. Wait a minute, it'll have attendees and analytics here at the top. Something else.
Your so your link that you have on your event, that can go anywhere, right?
Anywhere.
So you can go to like a landing page you got, and so that there's no restriction on that.
That's right. Your link is
So,
anything.
okay.
Make a post, talk about your event, talk about while you're having your event. Videos work really well. Message every day. If you can't post a message every day, I would say every other day, and you would talk to your attendees. As soon as your attendees come, send them a message saying, thanks for showing interest in this event. After you done, you have invited your 600 people you wanted. Let's see, I have to go back to another one because it won't let me do this here. Let's see, my first talk virtual. So
well, this obviously
go ahead.
come in through the LinkedIn. This would only show the attendees that come in through the LinkedIn portal, as it were. So if you got several sources that are sending people to a landing page, then this would only show the people coming through LinkedIn, obviously. Just clarifying that. So you'd probably want to have some analytics on your landing page for overall where people are coming from, right? So
yeah.
And then you would know how many were coming from LinkedIn and how many were coming from an email campaign you're running, and so that could be pretty interesting actually to see how many you're actually getting from LinkedIn as compared to overall. So
yeah, and if you actually do paid ads on Facebook, etc., if you use Market Plan, you can actually see it in live view what your conversion is per ad.
yeah.
Are you familiar with Market Plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
Marketplan.io.
Yep.
Yep, got that. Yeah.
So let's say you use SendFox and your link in your header was for your opt-in page. When they click that, let's say you have your opt-in page hooked up to Google Analytics and you have a Facebook pixel on it. You should be able to track it there also. But for your analytics for LinkedIn, this is what you get.
Okay.
So your unique visitors, I don't really know what that is. Event visitors and attendees.
So really basic analytics then. So, okay.
Yes. So when you Still over my limit. But when
You've been
you,
busy, Erica.
Yeah, change time
I use
zones.
it a lot. Well,
Is
when
it
you
is based on time?
you get to invite 600 people a day, and it's early for me.
Have you
And
used
when
a VPN?
I'm sorry,
Have you tried using a VPN?
no.
Okay, just curious.
But when you
Don't get
invite
banned though. Just curious.
when you invite your connections, I would suggest you start with your connections who are in your niche, the people you are trying to reach, and then fill up your rest of your 600 a day. Also share your event. And when you have all of this done, you've invited all your 600 people and you can't invite any more people, you go to, let's see, your search bar and you type in whatever your niche is. Let's say
Event wrappers.
trainers. I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to go to events. And I'm looking for trainers in these other event fields. I'm looking for like 100 or more. LinkedIn for branding, positioning, and lead generation. I am going to click on this. If you hit attend, I'm going to do it. Okay. They should have more than just a long about. They should have pictures, video, whatever. It should continually be going. But I'm going to attend the event. I have the right to invite people I know. And let's see.
Why does your avatar not show up?
You talking about this right here? Eric
Yeah.
Bates?
Oh, that's not you. Sorry.
No. Yep, not me. Didn't mean to hit that. I meant to hit this. So this is their attendees list. You will go to, you will check their profile title, someone who is comparable to what you're doing, the people you want in your event, and you're going to message them. You're going to say, hey, saw that we're at this, interested in the same event. Thought it'd be nice to connect. Don't invite them to your event. Most likely they're going to go to your profile page after you ask for a connection, because most people do. And when they go to your profile page, they're going to see everything that we've done earlier with the title of your event, your invitation from your speaker, your about page, and hopefully your invitation in your feature, and make sure it's your first one. Yeah. And that's it for LinkedIn events.
Hey, Erica,
Yeah.
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your
Okay,
mic is back.
my microphone's been off and I've been trying to talk for 5 minutes here to mention a couple of things. The first thing that I wanted to point out is what you were just saying right there. I use, oh goodness, what is it called? Duck Soup.
Mhm.
And so everybody who comes in to check out the event, from that, I can identify everybody as having been an attendee or an interest, an attendee of Duck Soup. So you can track those people for later on if you need to. And I know there's other ways to do it. But you guys, Tom, I think we were mentioning about the link and analytics, and that's kind of getting into the field that I pay a lot of attention to. You can go and grab a UTM tag and add it to your link, and then that UTM tag will show who's coming to your event. It'll show even all the way down to, if you're using Google Analytics or wherever, you can put a tag on the end of your URL, and it can, it can be really simple, and it'll just say, you can, like, the UTM tag will allow you to name the event, tell you where they came from, what social network, and everything else. But you can just make a short version of the tag and just say LinkedIn event on this date, or however you want to tag it. The other thing that I wanted to
Sorry,
point
sir,
out.
can I ask, because
Go ahead.
can the attendee or the person that is clicking that link, will the URL be masked, not showing the UTM?
No, It'll show the UTM when
Oh, that's a
unless
pity.
you put a. I mean, you can turn around and mask your URL before you add it in there. But typically, you just add it to the tag if you.
Yeah, but if I use utm.io and I put a script and I put it on for instance, a summit page that we use, it shows up and within a second it just goes back to the default URL, so the attendees don't see the UTM anymore, and that's gorgeous because
Got
nobody
it.
wants to see a long thing. But obviously, a summit does allow you to put some code a bit, but LinkedIn not. So maybe in that context, I was thinking maybe you knew a way around that, but it
Not
is
a
doable. It is doable with utm.io, and they will make a script for you. I've
right.
asked them just for your information.
And just to show what it looks like, I'm going to put in the chat what we're talking about so that everybody kind of has an understanding of what we're talking about. I just added, I think let me hit enter. I just added it into the chat. So I use, this is what we're talking about, the UTM source code. Then you can track the event and see where it came from. And it'll give, I just put it in as event, just as an example.
If you want to share your screen, go ahead.
There's not much to share. There's not much to share. Erica, one other thing that I wanted to point out that when my mic wasn't working was I saw on the left-hand side of your LinkedIn, it said download attendees. On my LinkedIn, I do not see that with any of my events. And so I'm trying to figure out why.
Let's see. I can go back.
Anna's chatting in chat that some of this stuff is kind of getting, well, maybe it's a language issue, but some of it's getting over her head. And I understand UTM tags and stuff like that can get in the weeds. So it's really,
Yeah, okay, thanks for that.
maybe Joe, you can explain exactly what a UTM tag is and what it does.
Go ahead and share your screen. Walk us through it, Joe.
No,
Yeah.
there's not much to share. Let me get a builder first. Goodness, I don't know what to share. Let me get my builder, UTM builder.
How you doing, Ben? You still with us?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to ask a question that's different than this, but happy to be learning here. This is good stuff.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, I am sharing my screen. Is my mic on? Yeah,
Yes.
it is. Okay, so I just simply put in UTM builder in because I have it saved somewhere. But when I put in UTM builder, this information here is tied to Google Analytics. And anything I do on a website, I want to know who's coming, how many are coming, how many are bouncing, and all this data about my visitors to whatever site I'm doing, especially if it's monetized. So this screen is UTM, basically stood for Urchin something or other. And Urchin was a company that Google took over about 15, 20 years ago. And the point is, what they did really well was they made it to be able to add to your URL link tracking code. And so that's what we were talking about. Like I just built a tracking code, a short tracking code, but in your tracking code, you could do things like what I would do here is I would put, like, I'll use one of my domains. If it was flip your marketing .com, then I would put in my tracking code, I would put in LinkedIn, and then I would put in banner because I would probably put in banner so that I would identify that, like based on what Erica did today, that they somehow clicked the banner and the event name, what was it, Summiteers?
Virtual Summiteers.
Oh, yeah.
Not?
And I would probably try to keep it short, but I would put in something like that and then put that this was a post. And then, if you have different ad names. So anyway, when you do this kind of thing, what it does is it generates an ugly long tag. And this is what Mark was talking about. So I would use this, and then there's ways to mask it, like with Bitly, if you can use it, but that's where it won't look so ugly. So anyway, to Mark's point,
It will
he
still expand, right, Joe?
I say that again.
If you press the bit.ly link, it will still expand.
It
to
will
fill the
still
URL.
expand. Exactly. But the only problem with using a Bitly link or a Googly link or any of those is that some of the sources, like the platform, like LinkedIn or places like that, don't always allow those shortened links. It just depends on which, you got to test it and see.
Yeah, and they get blacklisted a lot.
Yes. So the thing is, I don't use those as much. It just, there's times to use them, times not to use them. But the point here is this: you don't have to use all of these variations. If you know you only have one source that you're using that's different than your other sources, you could do something like, oh, it's saying you can't, but maybe I have to put it in the first field. I will sometimes only use one field if I know, and there it is, I have to put it in the top field. If I know that I'm only going to be using one differentiator, then I don't have to put it in every single box all the way down. And so anyway, that's how you can track people that are coming from your event.
I put a link in for you, Joe, just to show that there's an option to get rid of the UTM in the
Cool.
URL.
Woohoo!
It will show up, but it will disappear.
So what program was that, Joe?
Oh,
Or was that just Google?
that is just a Google. Here, I'll put the link in the chat, but that's just a Google link. And there's other builders out there too.
Okay. Nice to know about. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So do you guys, we talked about event wrappers using LinkedIn events as an event wrapper, and we talked about the URLs. Anybody else want to add anything to that, or know any other event wrappers that we can do this same thing to?
Before we go on, can I just ask real fast, Erica, can you go back to your LinkedIn? Because I brought up that third point about, I saw where it said to download on your LinkedIn, and I'd never seen that on mine. And I just want to make sure if that's something that we can download. That was what I've been trying to figure out. So it might have been the way I set up my event.
Okay, let's see.
All right, let's see.
I have to go.
See where it says,
guys.
oh, Mark.
Just wondering, Ben, last time I don't know if you were gone. Did I supply you with an invite for a round?
Well, I wasn't here for the whole time last time, but so I don't know.
No, okay, so I will do that because I did it for the others as well. So just hold on. And okay, gonna put it in the chat before I leave. So this one is for you, Tom.
Thank you.
Here you go. And bear with me, Ben. Then I will put in the next one for you. Here. So Ben, you got one, Joe, last time, or?
Yes, I did. I did get
Okay.
one for a round. Thank
Anna,
you.
hold on. I'll give one for Anna. For A1. Yep. So, missed everyone? No, I think everybody's good now. I'm leaving, guys. Joe, are you on the community, the circle community as well? Hey, Summit?
Ooh, I don't go into it if I am.
Okay. So,
One more thing, yeah.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is where to find you, right?
Yes, that's the best place.
Thank you so much.
Mark, since
guys
you
and
came
girls.
back today, I will add you to Troop Messenger. That's our chat spot.
And that goes via which channel? Through?
It's its own thing.
It's a separate program. Yeah.
Okay, but it's not going to WhatsApp or anything because I don't use WhatsApp. Okay.
No.
Great. Thanks for that.
You don't have to
Have a-
use it, but it's there if you want
No, no,
to.
no. As long as it's not Facebook, WhatsApp related, I try to stay away from that as much as possible.
I
Okay.
hear you on that. I have deleted all
Okay,
that stuff.
guys. But you will still be recording, Erica,
Yeah,
right?
and you'll
Okay.
get the link.
Okay, and don't
Oh,
forget Ben because he
Yeah,
has a question. Hey,
I
take
wasn't
care,
going to
Ben. Take guys.
let you forget Ben either.
yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye,
Thanks so
Mark.
much, Mark.
Erica,
You
you were
wanna
showing that screen print real fast. So you showed it again, and it showed, and then you scrolled over it and scrolled right past it. And I want it. So pull down, keep going down, right there, or keep going down. You're showing the top of the button. See right there on the left side, it says attendee registrations private download. I've not seen that button right there.
Oh, well, you remember we put, well, I guess I got to make another one. Hold on a second.
When you did it have to do with making it private versus making it public?
Yes. And you had to put in a privacy policy.
Okay, so I put a privacy link in. So I'm wondering, use a LinkedIn registration form. I do that. I'm wondering, so right there, where's the key that I must not have done?
What we did to make it show up is we
Mhm.
went to LinkedIn and we copied theirs. And use that.
Okay.
That was it.
Return. Yeah.
Yeah. Enter, return.
Yeah.
I'm making a note here. Oh, what I should do is screenshot. Let me screenshot that
Go ahead.
because like I said, the article that I read said that you can't download, and I didn't believe that. I do know that LinkedIn, since I've been dealing with LinkedIn, they tightened up on how much information they'll allow you to download and whatnot. But
Well, this is new. This happened just last month.
okay, so
I've asked them 3 times for this, and maybe other people had asked them too.
got it. Well, I've screenshotted that, and I'm glad to know that you can. Maybe they couldn't at the time that article was written that I read. So anyway, great stuff. Don't forget Ben. Ben has a question, and you got a half hour, Ben.
I won't take that much time.
A long question.
So I guess there are 2 questions, but they're pretty simple. With my Hey Summit, I'm considering using AirMeet at the end to have a way for people to interact, because that's why people like summits, right? Is to meet the other attendees. So I'm imagining if my summit goes from 9:30 to noon, let's say, then the best time would be at noon because it's right after and it's during lunch hour, as it were, as opposed to doing it at 1 and hope people come back. I don't think anybody would come back after lunch. So that being said, if everything is watched through Hey Summit, then I would probably have to give a separate login to AirMeet unless there's an API or a connection. Do you guys know of that?
There should be an integration.
Already set up?
Yeah.
That I can, okay, I'll look into that. Second question. Summits, I enjoy summits much more if there's music or some sort of, different feel to them. So with Hey Summit right now, I have some live presentations and some pre-recorded. How can I insert some music?
I don't know the answer to that. I think you can play it through Zoom. I've been to plenty of DJ concerts and they play it through Zoom.
And I could do that before and after my lives, but between my pre-recordeds, I'm not sure how I'll do that quite yet, unless maybe I created a new talk for 1 minute that's also pre-recorded of music. I don't know.
Yeah. It'll autoplay then.
Okay. Well, those are my questions. And by the way, to report on last week's conversation, I've applied a lot of that and the website looks good, having registers already, and it's pretty exciting.
So excited.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
The other day, I had a chance to speak with Meetin because I ran my webinar last week with Meetin and had a glitch. But the point is, in talking, I talk with the developer who's doing all the work right now. Any of these kinds of questions, like what you just asked, Ben, they are very interested in those kinds of questions. So would you mind if I share that with him?
With Hey Summit developers, is that what you're saying?
No, it's another source. It's called Meetin. And if you've ever heard of what is it? Insta Teleseminar was before Zoom and all that. It's 20 years old platform. This guy was behind building that platform. So it was a well-known platform back in the day. The point is he's come up with a new one because he doesn't like that Zoom is kind of taken over the world on its own and went corporate. So he made a new one. It's called Meetin, and I'll put it in the chat so you can see what it looks like.
Weren't
And
you supposed to get us a demo?
You know what? I talked with him about it the other day, and so the person who's supposed to do the demo is his wife, and I haven't chatted with her about it. So I'll find out for you. He gave me his direct line to get past all the gatekeepers now, so we can go. And I told him that we have this group, and he's interested in us testing it out, because I told him we come up with all kinds of what's missing on these kinds of platforms, and so he's very interested in learning more.
Okay. Anna wants to know what is the best way to use Around. I've never used it, hadn't heard of it until Mark gave me a link. So sorry about that. And she says some exciting things happen after lunch. So I guess, Ben, if you got exciting things happening after lunch, people will come back to your event.
And I was just responding to her. So it's something I'll consider for sure. I just supposed it would be easier for people to stay one more hour for networking. And even if they need to eat eat a bite or two while they're on AirMeet, that could work. But otherwise, I'll think of some big exciting thing to get them back.
Hey, Ben, have you ever looked at the different time frames statistically? What are the best days of the week? What are the best times of day to run different types of events?
The answers that I've been given is it depends on your audience. So I would have to poll them somehow.
Right.
Well, if you're going to move from Hey Summit to AirMeet, please do a walkthrough video of how to do so, just to onboard people a little easier.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
In AirMeet, they have those help desk. If you want to have a help desk, that might make things a little easier. Something for your stream producer to do. Will you upsell your recordings?
Yes.
Okay. So every time I'm invited to an AirMeet event, I don't go. I hang out in the lounge. I love the lounge. So just to give you a heads up on that, a lot of other people just hang out in the lounge. I don't know if you're going to have anything happening on the main stage or not. So I'm just letting you know that's what me and a couple other folks do.
So in AirMeet, if we're speaking the same language, you have everybody in the same room, or you have the tables. Are the tables the lounge?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I figured we wouldn't really use the main. I guess I could figure it out, but I was just imagining, okay, I have the table set up and you guys go where you want for the hour.
Okay. That sounds good. So I know Anna has an event coming up on the 27th. When's your event, Ben?
First week of May.
Ooh, both of you guys are very close.
Yeah.
Have you done any promoting for your event yet?
Oh yeah. Facebook ads, posting everywhere. There'll be more and more posts the closer we get.
If you can get 5 or more people to set up a LinkedIn event like we just walked through, that would be good for you too. And if you can get connections with all of those peoples and download that list.
Yeah, I didn't know about all this, so I wrote it down. I'll have my VA do it for me.
Okay.
Hey, Ben, how have Facebook ads been working for you? I've heard we had somebody that's participated in this group from time to time, Paulina. She put on a summit, #Mastery Summit, and she was sorely disappointed in her Facebook. She had this whole strategy laid out because she's very analytical, and she was sorely disappointed in her Facebook ad strategy. So I'm just kind of curious because I've never really done it myself, and so I always ask people how, because I'm sure it must work for some people. I just, you know, I just know Paulina was very disappointed.
So I don't know if I have a great answer for that quite yet, just because it's only been 3 days. However,
Yeah,
I did a summit in January, and my numbers in 3 days are already tripling what I did last time.
no, okay.
And I've had, if this means anything, like I say, I have triple the amount of link clicks, so they're at least going to my Hey Summit website. And then I have to figure out how many people translate from that and everything else. But it seems okay. And the reason I still have faith in it is because I've gone to those create a challenges, right? And they all talk
Yeah.
about how much money I make because of Facebook ads. So I'm giving it another shot.
Okay, I just, like I say, I've never used them, and after Paulina's disappointment, I was kind of a little more hesitant to look at that route because my audience really is not on Facebook, so I've kind of, been really ambivalent about, is there anybody there for me or not? Because it's all on LinkedIn, so. I've never really got much engagement, and I've tried, believe me, on Facebook and Twitter, but I've never tried any paid ads on Facebook. So,
And it makes
I'm-
sense if your audience is, not on Facebook, then totally wouldn't work.
yeah,
That goes down to, this is one of the big problems. And Tom, we talked about my course a little bit. One of the
Yeah.
biggest problems is people think it's about the platforms. It's not about that. It's about your audience. Where is your audience? What are they doing? And what are they on? I do the majority of the work that I do right now is building websites and running Facebook ads. One thing that everybody should be aware is basically the April 1st, they made a massive change to Facebook ads. And because of a change at Apple with the iOS 14, they're no longer allowing certain data to be carried forward to third parties. And with that being said, the targeting is not as sharp for the majority of people. Their targeting is not as sharp on their Facebook ads. So my team and my team member and I that run our ads, we see a decline in the majority of our ads, but not all of our ads. So it really depends on the audience, the group, and the metrics that you're using to keep tabs of them. But as far as running I haven't run my Facebook ads toward a summit event. What I do, this is just something to think about, everybody, is I will run a lead magnet on the side that is related to that event. And in running that lead magnet, I run it prior, and then I follow up that lead magnet with a retargeting campaign to put them to that event. That is helpful in reducing your costs, number one. Number two, you're getting leads because of the lead magnet. And number three, you can do that at a really, really cost effectively. And so when the people that are coming in on my lead magnet, I then not only do I have the ability to retarget them on a Facebook ad, I can retarget them in a lot of different places, because if they've touched my page, now I've captured them. And so then you turn around and you can retarget and remarket to them. And that means basically not just going after them on Facebook, but you can go after them on other platforms to be in front of them. You can also send emails to them and everything else. And I found that my lead magnets are one of the leading sources of bringing people to my events as well.
yeah, I would think so. Just by aside, Anna says she's done Facebook ads for 8 years and not doing them anymore. So she's obviously had some negative experiences, but I like the lead magnet thing. And I suspect that some of my folks, two things. One, it's probably going to depend on how broad or narrow your audience is. And mine's a pretty narrow audience that
Yep.
I'm targeting. So that may be why Facebook and Twitter don't really work for me. And then, I think a lead magnet may be better than an actual ad. So, or like you say, retarget the people, from the lead magnet. So that may be that's actually.
Oh, you froze.
Well, it's
Hey.
not me this time.
I was just going to say, it's not you, Erica. Tom froze. But he's
Man.
right. Lead magnets, one of the things about a lead magnet, I teach a system for Anna and for Ben. Oh, there's Tom. But I was going to say, I teach a system where it helps you bring them along and you build your know, like, and trust along the way so that you can sell to them, and you can do other things with them. And a lot of people, they use advertising platforms as a one-time, one-off mindset. And that mindset, then you're only targeting that 3%, that 4% who's actually interested in doing that one thing. But a lot of people are out there on the internet, they see your ad and they see it at a time when they're not necessarily searching for it. So you want to just put the seed in their mind and let them know who you are and that you offer something that they might be interested in, and then, warm up to them.
And that's what you mean by the lead magnet.
Yeah, lead magnet is basically something that you put out there to attract the lead that could be interested in one of your things, to attract them to give you their name and email.
Yeah. So
for
for
and so
example, a free
contact info.
ebook kind of thing.
Exactly. And so there's different level, like what I teach in my system, what I teach is there's different types of lead magnets, because literally a summit, if the summit is not your be all end all monetization source, then the summit is another type of lead magnet. Why? What are you doing? You're getting that summit together so that you can collect the names and email all these people to build your list. So it is another type of lead magnet.
It's true.
Yeah, Anna is writing about how 90% is through email. And if I had a good email list, that would totally be me.
and one
Build your
thing
list.
on one more thing on top of that, guys, this is something I haven't even gone in this area. I think you guys have probably noticed I like data first, and the data that email has been the source for the last 20 years. They call that digital marketing 1.0 still works, but the text messaging nowadays, it shortens the email pattern. The email, sequence to get them to know, like, and trust you might be a 5 to 7 email sequence to get them to that point. Whereas you can do the same thing in text messaging in a matter of a half hour to 2 hours. And case in point, with my Facebook ads, one of the things when I'm doing lead generation on Facebook is I use Facebook's lead ads because it can be tied to their text messaging. And I found good success with clients at a very, great dollar point, talking about price per lead. I'm getting price per lead anywhere from $1.67 is my best client's price per lead to, $5 and $6 per lead, where the average lead for a business to consumer lead might be $15. That's what they say is the average. And if you're in a business to business world, the average lead is somewhere between $30 and $60. So, it's helpful to have something like that to shorten that know, like, and trust curve, and then get them into your money point, whatever you want them to be, a faster process is using the text messaging if you have that ability.
2 people I was thinking about having do demos for us, Viral Loops and Mobile Monkey. So we talked a lot about email marketing before. Joe, I'm not sure if you were here for that,
No.
but we had, sorry. If I can find the recording, hopefully soon I will have the library up. I keep saying I'm going to do it, but hopefully I really will. But we had a guy come and talk to us about email marketing and how I told him I stopped because I didn't think people were reading it, but I had like a 100% open rate. But he told me I can't tell people not to be lurkers. If they want to just read it and not reply, that's okay. But I like Viral Loops because it's kind of like a game. Tell people that you have prizes, like you have like so many free tickets to your event. You have so many, let's say you're going to give away some Blue Yetis or some headsets or whatever. Put that in there, and they will copy your email or invite people to your email list and send that out for you to build your list even more. So I think those 2 things with email and messaging would be really good for promotion for summits. I'm not sure if you got, Mobile Monkey is free, and they do have a paid version, but Viral Loops have been on AppSumo twice, I'm not sure if they're coming back, but I thought it was a good program. And they have free training on how to do viral email marketing. Just some
Yeah,
ideas.
I bought that deal. I'm gonna have to go check it out again. I got it. It's in my AppSumo inventory and I haven't really looked at it.
Well, you know, King Sumo, they do the same thing.
Yeah,
They just don't offer the free training. That's why I thought of Viral Loops, because they offer free training.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that again for sure.
Anna's saying mostly, I can't keep up with it. Mostly small, medium-sized business owners, that one audience. The other is corporations/teams.
Yeah, I asked, since she mentioned the data about her stats, I wanted to know who her ideal client was. So with the 56% opening, for those of you that don't know the data, that's outstanding, an outstanding opening rate. And so, you know, and that's just an incredible opening rate. I've seen, you know, on my summit, the people that were sent to my summit, I had people with small audiences send people. I had one with a 50-something%, actually 50% opt-in rate, and others with a 30% opt-in rate. So that data is always good to know, because those are people with high opening rates and high rates. You want to keep in front of those people and work with people like that. So that's a big deal, Anna, that your opening rate on your emails is so high. That means you have a highly targeted, engaged audience.
I wish we could hear her talk, because she's got a pretty spiffy event coming up. It teaches coaches how to package their thing and resell it. Ben, what was your event about?
This is for new entrepreneurs to help them empower them to build their business and lifestyle of their dreams. Really, it's for the new ones that are kind of discouraged, and they want, because they've heard the 10x and $1 million, this, that, and the other, but it's not working for them quite yet. So let's just give them some reinvigoration.
Okay,
There you go.
let's see. Well, I guess that's all I have. Anybody else have anything? And we could shut it down if that's it.
This has been good. Thank you.
Hooray. Well,
Yeah, that was actually good. Thanks so much for the demo, Erica. And boy, everybody else for chiming in. This was a very engaging conversation. So
yeah. Now, you guys
Sometimes
make
we
me feel
get- we
like I
get-
don't need help with my English.
You're fine.
I was like, maybe we could bring in an English major to help us go from tech to plain English, because I don't know how to do that sometimes. But I couldn't explain automation for the life of me. Like, it works by itself. I'm like, could you explain? No. Well, okay. I'm going to talk to the folks at Viral Loops and the guy Larry from Mobile Monkey, see if somebody can come on and hang out with us and tell us what their programs do.
That would be super. Yeah. Definitely Viral Loops. I know. I put in a vote for Viral Loops because I have that. So I don't have Mobile Monkey. But,
Anybody
yeah.
else? Okay. Shooting for Viral Loops then.
Okay.
Bye,
Well, hey,
Anna.
everybody.
Bye, Ben, Joe, Thomas.
Have a great weekend, everybody.